Yeah, like I said during my speech, part of the challenge has to do with funding because while you're trying to grow local capacity, you need to have enough funding to support that process. That's one of it. Secondly, is the pace at which you could develop your technology, because the industry that we're in is highly technologically intensive. And if you don't develop your technology to meet modern times, then it's a big challenge. You can't achieve that goal. That's why we need to invest heavily in research and development in the country in order to develop that technology. In Ncdmb, we are trying our best possible. We have a paucity of funds, but the little we have, we are effectively deploying it to encourage research and development in Nigeria, particularly with the universities and with private researchers. Because if we don't do that, we will not achieve. And I think the other third option has to do with mindset. It's making Nigerians to believe that they can do it. It's a huge challenge. Everybody in this country believes that if it's not coming from the US or the UK, or it's not coming from Europe, it's not good. So there has to be that mindset change for people to believe in what they produce in the country. And I think the president has said it several times. We must produce what we eat. Before this administration came on board, it was all about importation. And we try to put measures in place for people to produce their own good that they eat, the food that they eat, and the rest of it. So it's those three things: a mindset change, the desired funding, and technological and innovation.
Perfect. So now let's talk about the cutback you have actually achieved in terms of cutback, in terms of trying to domesticate these things and not importing things. Like, how much have we saved?
Oh, tremendously. I mean, historically, the industry spent about 21 billion year on year. Before the advent of local content in 2010, less than 5% of that was retained in country. Today, we pride ourselves that about 8 billion of that 20 billion annual spend is now domiciled in country. Nigerian businesses have taken center stage. If you look at 80% of all the contracts awarded in the oil and gas industry are awarded to Nigerian businesses. If you look at the service sector in the oil and gas industry, almost 98% of the service sector is managed by Nigerians. These are ex-Lombije, ex-Alibotin, ex-Baker staff who have now set up their own businesses because of the enablement provided by the Local Content Act. You talk about fabrication. When we started, virtually nothing was fabricated in country. Today, about 250,000 metric tons of fabrication happens in the country annually. So we have achieved substantial progress in the country, but are we there yet? No. Like we said in Ncdmb, we want to attain 70% local content by the year 2027. Right now, we are about 42% in terms of our attainment.
In what way does the Logic Act play a role in this?
Of course, it's the Bible to it, because most of these things have to be backed up legally. That's why I see some of these countries who want to emulate what we have done, talking about policies, talking about regulations. It's not going to drive the impetus that is desired. But once it is law, both local and international players know that they have to comply with the provisions of the law. So the law has been the main element of it.